So I'm going to invite you all to start with a mindfulness practice session first. So we'll do it a little bit differently. So I'd like you to tune into your body and checking how your body's doing right now. So release any tension or tightness that could be in your shoulders. And now tilt your head and slowly rotate your head. Change direction. Good. You may be hearing crackling. And that is normal because it means that you haven't been rotating your head. So the joint in the neck is stiff. And now I'd like to get you to do a little bit more stretching before we start our practice. So let's just put our arms up and have the side of your upper arms against your ears and reach up to the ceiling. Yeah, and feel the lower back pressure being released. Stretch up as much as you can. Wonderful. And now bring them down to the side. Great. And lower your arms completely to the side. And now I'd like you to tilt your head to one side and using your hand and pulling your head down. And you may feel the stretch on this side of the neck. And with the opposite hand, put it down towards the ground. And now you feel an even better stretch on the side of the neck. Good. And now turn to the other side. Use the hand and pull it down. And the opposite hand, pushing towards down the floor. And then you feel a beautiful stretch on the side of the neck. Wonderful. This is what people go for Thai massage to get this side of the neck stretched. And now you can do it yourself. You don't even have to pay for it. And now one more stretch. And just shift your bum a little bit closer to the edge. And then turn your entire body around. Twist your body around. Good. And now turn the other way. Right. How does your body feel now? Does it feel better? All right. So now adjust your body on the seat. And sit with your body upright. Closing your eyes gently. And take 3 beautiful deep breaths. And feel the breath going to your lungs. Feeling your chest being filled by the breath that you're taking in. Excellent. And now with your eyes still closed, just sense into your body. How is your body feeling right now? Is it relaxed? Or do you sense any tight spots or tension anywhere? And if you do, breathe relaxation into that spot. And this is just having the awareness of how this body is feeling in this very moment. Noticing any tingling sensations, any burning sensations, chilling sensations, whatever that they may be. It's just to be tuned in to the body. And accepting whatever sensations that may be felt, and also accepting whatever emotion that may be present. So this is how we make peace with whatever is in the present moment. And this is how the body will relax. Not always trying to change what's going on in the present, but instead be okay with whatever is arising in this moment. If you feel anxiety, you may notice tightness in your chest or in your arms or shoulders, and it's okay. Acknowledging that's how the body is reacting, because your stress response system had been activated by your thoughts of fear. So when you're now able to let go of your thoughts by focusing on your body, in time, your body will start to relax. So be aware of sounds around you. If there are sounds of birds, or someone walking around, or the doors closing and opening, whatever the sound may be, is to accept that this is part of the present moment and be okay with it. And whatever thoughts in your mind, be aware of them and be okay with them too. So it's not trying to clear your mind of thoughts or get rid of thoughts. It's to be aware of what these thoughts are and then be okay with them. After all, they're coming from your mind. And now shift your focus to your hands. So notice your hands, where they're placed. And how the hands are feeling. Notice if your fingers are open or closed. Adjust your fingers or the placement of your hands. If your hands are happier in another position, and now notice your feet on the ground, how the feet are feeling. Wiggle your toes and relax them. And noticing your bum on the seat. And check that your upper body is balanced between the two sides of the bum. And your body is upright, it's not leaning forward or to one side. And just adjust your body. And tune into your shoulders. Notice if your shoulders are tight or are they now relaxed. And be aware of your jaw, your cheeks, your forehead. And now dropping your Focus into your breath wherever you feel your breath most. If you find it difficult to locate your breath, then just be aware where your hands are. And just focus on the presence of your hands, the awareness where your hands are placed. You may even notice the heat coming out of your palms. And if you find your thoughts popping up or you're distracted by your thoughts, that's normal. Just shift your focus back to your breath or your hands, whichever one that you feel more comfortable focusing on. And now, noticing how your body feels. And how does your mind feel right now? And focusing on 3 more beautiful breaths. And slowly opening your eyes. And smile. So my theme for today was going to be finding happiness. You don't need to go out looking for happiness. It is right under your nose. Why? Because when you're present, you feel peaceful. You feel at ease. And peace equals happiness. You know that and you understand that when at night you can't sleep because you don't have peace of mind. When you have peace of mind, you can have a good night's sleep. And that's one thing your body really needs, because that's how the body repairs and recharges itself. So happiness is really right under our nose. When we can come back to the present moment, instead of ruminating over what has happened, remembering the acts that we feel guilty about or regretful about. It is history that we cannot change. So if we can apply acceptance, then we can let go of history and come back to being in the present moment. Sometimes we get fearful or anxious when we think about the future. Because usually when you think about the future, it is how things can go wrong, how things don't work out. When you are aware of that, then you can shift your thoughts to planning for the future, looking at options. So even if you're going to lose your job, well, anywhere we work, there will be a time that our day will come to an end, because that's the nature of life in any relationship, including relationships with an organization, will inevitably come to an end. So now, look for new opportunities. And I hope that if you have been giving service, doing favors, and being kind, there will be people who will help you, connect you up, and help you find another job. And that's why it's so important that when we can, we help others. Because it's like collecting a bank of credits. And when we need it, the credits are there available to us. If we don't do the acts of kindness, then our bank may be empty. And when we need the credits, there's nothing in the bank account. So happiness is in the present moment, not in the future, not in the past. Because the future is really uncertain. It's a mystery, isn't it? As I mentioned before, in December, Who would have thought that we would be working from home? And not by choice, but because of a pandemic that none of us really foresaw it coming. And how things are going to turn out in the future, we actually have unclear ideas. We may have some aspirations, some predictions, but we don't really know. So we allow then the future to arrive. And in the meantime, focus on what is it that we can do in the present moment. So now I'm going to take some questions. And okay, let me check here. Sometimes I like to say hello to my colleagues, but they don't respond with a happy face. Instead, they have a black face. I feel a bit scared if I offended the person. If I said hello to you, could it be possible that I offend you? No, right? So how can a hello be offensive? And if the person has a black face, probably that person may have been preoccupied by something that may have upset him. And that's okay. So this is when we apply the sensing. Say, hello. And he comes with a black face. And you can say, oh, are you okay? So that would be a kind thing to do. Show of concern. Are you okay? And if you say, yeah, okay, take it at the face value. And he said, no, I'm not okay. Then you can follow up and ask, is there anything I can do to help? So offer help, because a lot of times people that need help don't ask. In gist, what does being present mean in mindfulness practice? It means training the mind to come back into this moment. Because our mind has this tendency to run away into the future and wanting the future to come ahead of time. And our mind has a tendency to go back and revisit the past. Unfortunately, it's usually not the past that is pleasant or joyful. It is usually the past that is regretful, of making you feel a sense of loss. I do not have a good relationship with my brother. When I advise him of some problems, he doesn't feel happy and even shouts at me. I wonder if I did something wrong. Okay. Have you asked him whether he would like your advice? Because sometimes we want to give, but it's not what the person wants. So when we're being kind, it's also to be able to sense and even clarify if our kindness is welcome. In that moment, if the person says, no, I just need you to listen, or no, I don't want your advice, the kind thing to do is to accept that, to respect that. So respecting somebody is important and is part of kindness. So don't assume that they want our advice. Don't assume that they want our help. Ask, clarify. Okay, I was removed from the paid chat group unreasonably just now. I merely asked a few questions and the coach said he's sorry for not being able to meet my expectation. What should I do? Well, just accept it. And if it's a paid chat group, maybe you can ask for a refund. So if there's not much that we can do, accept it. If there is something you can do to change the situation, then by all means, do it. Can you do breathing lying down? Absolutely. I have been doing my mindfulness practice this morning for 3 hours in the bed lying down. So I was very aware of my breath. I was very aware of my body, which part of my body was uncomfortable and had tingling sensations. And I was also very aware what were the thoughts that were going on in my mind. So yes, you can certainly do your practice lying down. So that's all for today. Have a great evening. Be kind, be generous. Bye.